Get your water. Oh, yes. Good afternoon. How's everyone? Happy Wednesday! Oh, much better. Can you believe it's June 22nd already?
That's
so
crazy.
It is crazy. It is bonkers. Summer is upon us. You know that June 21st is the first day of summer. So yesterday was the longest day of the year.
And it was your birthday.
Yeah,
It was your birthday.
yeah, so that's a conversational piece that I always say.
Yeah.
You know, it's the longest, but by the way, it's also my birthday. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, party this afternoon. This afternoon.
This team meeting just took a turn.
Right after a team meeting, we're going to bypass the mentorship, so don't tell Fred. We can all have shots. All right, Jim, let's go ahead and get started. Our mission is to provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our belief, when the value of your company aligns with our own beliefs, you know that you found a professional home. And our vision.
Got it.
Oh, thank you. All right, in our vision to achieve amazing professionals and personal development so that KW South Bay remains the agency of choice. Yes, all right, let's continue. Next slide. All right, let's introduce our lunch sponsor, Kristen Demi with Old Republic Home Warranty.
Hi guys, Christy B, Old Republic Home Warranty. First, I wanted to start by saying thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. Every order I get, I'm just so grateful. I wanted to go over a couple calls. I'm pretty good at turning a frown upside down, but these calls are happening more and more frequently. So I just thought I would share. One sounds a little like this. My agent wrote the home warranty out of the contract because there were multiple offers and we wanted to stay competitive. They told me to call you and I forgot. Can you please order the home warranty today and come fix my hot water heater tomorrow? Unfortunately, no. It happens almost every single day, sometimes twice. And I just think that it's because, you know, it's maybe the expectation of the home warranty isn't top of mind, but it is super important. If you're in a situation where you're going to write the home warranty out, here's a little box that says, I acknowledge that I'm not getting a home warranty and I will not hold you responsible. Take them, click the box, have them sign, drop this in the folder. If after escrow closes, they call and say, hey, where's my home warranty? You can say, do you remember I gave you that brochure and you didn't want to pay for it? This is what that was for. Because typically when you ask somebody to sign something, it becomes important, right? So like, whoa, what am I signing away? So I like to give you good verbiage because the second call I get is my realtor told me to get this, that you cover everything, that you're the best, and that whenever anything happened in the home, just to call you and you'd send somebody right out to fix it. And while I would love to be that girl, that's not really how it works. So I like to use these kinds of words to describe the home warranty. It helps cover a lot and minimizes the expenses after the close of escrow. It won't cover everything, but it'll help with a lot. And that way they're getting the gist. We cover systems and appliances. When you guys say to somebody, covers everything, don't worry about it, don't worry about that home inspection, you know, we're gonna get you the best plan. Those things just aren't really a good way of describing the plan. And it sets for proper expectations for a really upset homeowner. So if you're ever in question, if something's covered, when you say everything, their expectation is walls, ceilings, fireplaces, barbecues, you know, re-roof, re-pipe, re-carpet, re-wood. I got one the other day that the floors had buckled because there was a flood and they wanted us to come do their floors because their agent said, don't worry about it, they'll send someone out really quickly. We don't touch walls, floors, ceilings, windows, fireplaces. So just know that your words count. They do matter and they can hurt because the homeowners are really upset when they get to me. So while I love fixing things and that's what I'm good at, What plan you choose matters, what company you choose matters. What plan you choose does not have anything to do with washer, dryer, refrigerator. Those are always extra. I like to describe the gravitation of the plans as with each step, each trade goes up in the dollar amount that covers, particularly plumbing, heating, and electrical. So if you or your homeowners have any questions, call me on my cell. I'm here to help, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Awesome. And like always, she provided me with my home warranty, and she is awesome. So she's just a phone call away, and is there to support you and your clients. So please take advantage of her services. Old Republican Home Office. Thank you again for providing. I see that you brought me lasagna.
Oh yeah, I made stuffed shells. One's a veggie sauce. The other one has a pepperoni veggie sauce.
Yummy, yummy. So please take advantage of it. Awesome. Thank you very much.
I always make it. It's very rare I do stuff.
I usually buy it at Costco.
This is my love language. Is
Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Next slide, please. All right, let's bring our phenomenal escrow officer, Maria, with some escrow update.
Christine about the home warranty payment and how we are talking about closing escrow, and the next day the call comes in. I tried to call for service, but they wouldn't service my request because they haven't received payment yet. You haven't paid them. And when we close escrow, of course, we issue a check, and the invoice that we receive has usually a PO box. So you have to think about the fact that it goes in the mail to a PO box. They have to pull them out of there, process them. It takes a little while. So I don't want you to panic and think that we have not paid it, because we have technically paid it. It just doesn't get to the proper, processing channel by the next day after closing. So just be aware of that. And then I also wanted to talk about early closings. Who doesn't want to close escrow early? The earlier the better, right? Everybody wants to close early because they want to get paid, and that's the name of the game here. So we just want to make sure that when you're in escrow, that you communicate that to me as soon as you know that you have the intention of closing early. Because I have a lot of times the lender's ready and the buyer's ready, and they just want to get into that property, but the seller's not ready. The seller hasn't made their arrangements for moving, they're packing and all of that. So I have to always kind of tell the lender, let me check with the listing side and the seller first, because they sometimes unilaterally take it upon themselves to decide when we're going to close. And I have to tell them, no, we can't do that. We have to check with the seller first. And we also have to make sure that we have everything in before we can okay an early closing. So just make sure that you always communicate with me about closing early, so that we make sure that we do that. We do consummate the escrow as early as possible. We are always trying to get everything done up front. So right now, the thing that's taking most time is city reports. The city reports are taking some of them 2 weeks plus. So that can really cause a problem with early closing. So if you have a listing and you want to order the city report up front, let me know and we can do that for you up front. That way we have it. And also HOA documents, ordering those up front too. Yes. Those are very important, because a lot of times when I get the information once we're already in escrow, it's like it could take another 2 weeks. And all the HOAs are trying to make money with that rush fee. They charge $200, $300 just for a rush fee, just to get it in like 5 business days, not even to get it in 2. So it's very costly to the seller as well when we have to put a rush fee added to their document fee, and they end up paying like $800 for docs in a rush. It's a lot of money to them. So just try to kind of be cognizant of things that we can do up front and things that I can do to help you.
Can I ask you a question about that? On HOA docs, I've been with the seller and they've handed me their CC&Rs and bylaws, but you still need to order them through the management or the president, or can I use those?
Well, the CC&Rs are public records, so you can get those from the prelim. Bylaws don't really change. So what we're really getting at is things that change the budget, financials.
Yeah, I typically get those all up front, at least the last batch.
Yeah, but we have to have current documentation too. We have to get the last 12 months of meeting minutes. We have to get a demand to see if the seller owes any back HOA dues. There's a lot of updated information that we still have to order. We can accept those, but it's not everything that we need. So.
Unless your listing is the president of the HOA and they have
then they have everything and then they don't have to pay. So that's a good thing. But yes. But any other questions? All right. You guys come by my office, say hello, introduce yourselves so I can get to know everyone. This is a large office, so in time I'll get to know everyone's name. It's gonna take me a little while, but don't be shy. Come on and visit me.
By the way, do you know where Maria's office is at?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Just follow
his
She's the money machine there. So awesome. Thank you very much, Maria.
Thank you.
You know, on that same note, you know, what I'm seeing and hearing is if you are a listing agent and you have a client that has solar panels, okay, make sure that you're asking these questions if they're going to go ahead and transfer those or if they're going to pay for those, okay? Because we're seeing a lot of issues when it comes to these leases and these darn solar panels.
Yeah, the lender needs to know too, because they could be on the borderline, but they may not be approved now for the loan if they have to pay $100, $200 a month to take it over. So it's good to have that communication.
Well, and more so, thank you for sharing. More so, the fact is, you as a professional agent, you need to have these conversations and ask those questions, because the consumer unfortunately thinks, the seller thinks it's going to transfer over to the new buyer, right? And that may not be the case if the buyer does not want to incur that that balance, you know, because it can be anywhere from $20,000 to $45,000. Okay, so this is why it's very important that you're having these conversations, so that way it's crystal clear. You have written documentation, so that way all are on the same page. Make sense? Yeah.
Yes, and
it's
how to talk about that.
Yeah.
And if you have a scene where there is a solar panel system, then let me know too, because nobody knows what to do. And so I have to call the solar company. I have to let them know that the seller is selling that property, and then that's what gets the ball rolling, because half the time the seller never notifies the company that they're going to sell their property, and the solar company doesn't know. You can go through a whole transaction, they won't know, and then come to find out it's closed and then nothing's been done. So it's like,
but not if it's leased. If the seller owns it outright, you don't need to go through all that.
No, but that's.
But that may trigger a new lease on the buyer too.
Right, sometimes
if it's leased, right, but if they're
well, even if it's purchased.
Yeah, they sometimes come in.
If there's a new owner.
We had to prove the other people, like, wait a minute, they just paid you $40,000, doesn't matter, it's a shyster business.
I think so, and you know, just trying to communicate with the solar panels, man, it's like calling B&B or the Department of Real Estate. Joe.
So can you contact the solar company prior to entering escrow to get this information?
Absolutely. Be proactive, yes.
Doesn't know what company it is because they were one person installed it and another group sold it. Like Sunrun, now there's a new company called Power, POWUR, I don't know.
But they probably have.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah,
the last house I had never got a bill. They kept telling me it was free because it was a senior. They're like, oh, it's free. We had no idea until it showed up on the title.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Be diligent and be proactive and ask questions.
And walk the property because if it's an inherited property, they may not know.
Exactly.
And then both buyer's agent and leasing agent. Because I have an issue where the buyer's agent that I refer someone, they didn't ask the leasing agent, and then we had an issue and they have to cancel.
Yeah, believe me, I hear all the issues and it's like, okay, I need to talk about this, I need to talk about that as well. So I don't want to go too deep into it, but thank you, Maria, very much. You know, makes our life easy too if you're proactive, because solar panels and like softeners and HOA can take a little longer. And remember, there's timelines, right, of contingency removal. And if a contingency needs to be extended or released, and you now provide a new material fact, that allows the buyer an additional 5 days to look, review, inspect, investigate, and even possibly cancel. So again, I want all your transactions to close as smooth, but there's always going to be these hiccups and roadblocks as well. You've got to be very diligent and bring the broker into it if you have any concerns or issues before it escalates to something bigger. Okay, cool. Any questions? All right, let's continue. All right, I want to introduce again Sandra Osorio.
Yes.
Osorio.
Osorio.
And then Brian Greenfield to our KW family. So I have a couple more signing up today, so cross our fingers. I know Ed is diligent too, working on some phenomenal agents to join. We got to push it this month in June. I want to have a consistency, right, Ed? Every month to hit our goals. So welcome. Thank you for choosing KW Sunday. All right, let's continue. Next slide. Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Simon. Happy birthday to you.
You know, I humble myself each and every, this is heavy, by the way, before I spill it. Thank God that we didn't put any candles, okay? I know with COVID and all that stuff, it's like, don't blow the candles. So I humble myself each and every day, guys. And yesterday was just so amazing. I just didn't realize how many people I've touched throughout the years. And I guess after 25 years, you do tend to build a lot of relationships. So
25 years.
No more touching.
yeah, you know, and surprisingly for me, it was just bombarded with so many, you know, happy birthday wishes on social media. It feels good. It feels really, really good. And these are people that I haven't seen in years wishing me happy birthday. So thank you for celebrating with me for all the June birthdays. Thank you. So we're gonna party it on. So
Thank you for having me.
yes, big and delicious on lunch too by Tristan.
And let's see. 35. Happy birthday. All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy
We just did.
Where'd that go, Rosie?
I was so focused on the video. I was so focused on the video. I'm sorry. She was so focused on taking the video, she didn't realize that we were singing happy birthday. Thank you.
We should have made her get up and stand up and do it like.
Oh my gosh. You guys are awesome. You just made my day. So, gosh. All right, let's go ahead and continue. This was not expected. So thank you, Natalie. Well, guess what? AW Top Global Franchise 2022 by Entrepreneur Magazine. So congratulations. That's awesome. Facing all other brokerages. And we got win. You know, again, I'm not here to speak negative of any real estate companies out there. They're all great.
No, they're not.
But as a team leader, I have to say that. But, you know, we're definitely crushing it under the Keller Williams platform. So we definitely appreciate you all. I know you have choices. We're so grateful that you're part of our family. So thank you and congratulations. All right, let's continue. Next slide. All right. This is awesome. So let's congratulate Gary Nix, top 1.5% amongst all top performers in California based on real trend. This is awesome stuff. One quick minute. How many agents do we have licensed in California? And to be in the top 1%, that's awesome. And he's part of our team. We need to be picking his brain, because if you want to follow the same systems that he's utilizing, he shows up. So this is amazing. So congratulations to Gary. That means I got to take Gary out to lunch, but he's going to pay for lunch. He's definitely a top performer, so he can afford to take me out. I'm just going to show my face. Hey. So congratulations, Gary, for a phenomenal and being part of the Real Trend 2022. That's awesome. Next slide. I think we have a couple more. All right, congratulations to Derek. Derek is such a humble guy.
Yeah.
And such a solid entrepreneur, super professional, very diligent, and this is the true showing up, right? So congratulations to Derek Hirano for the 2022 Real Trend top 1% amongst all top performers in the state of California. So congratulations, Derek.
Thank you.
Taking out to lunch.
Hey, Derek's on. Does he want to say anything?
Oh, is he? Derek.
Thank you.
Yes. How are you?
Good.
Tell us a little bit. What's working? How did you become top notch?
Oh, put on the spot. I think.
Tell us one thing that you're doing.
Just a lot of follow up. A lot of pushing through objections, a lot of follow up, a lot of trying to not just maybe close a sale, but build a relationship.
Beautiful. Well said. Awesome. Congratulations, Derek.
Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause. All right, next slide. All right, we also have the Hoffman Murphy team. Awesome. Let's get all top performers in the state of California. So we got three out of three. Now, the Hoffman Murphy team obviously has a team, so it's just great to see that Keller Williams South Bay Torrance office has these phenomenal producing agents. So congratulations. All right, next slide. All right.
It's here.
Yes, it is definitely here. So there's no way buts around it. It is here. So without further ado, I want to end talking to you a little bit of our shift.
What's up, everybody? So what are we all seeing in the market? Buyers.
Longer. I have two listings that are on the market. They're sitting a little longer because there's more inventory for people to review.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. No, we have a lot of buyers Saturday and Sunday at the one in the Riviera because it's done. I noticed when it's not done, they want dirt or done now.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. Either let me build it or have it done. I don't want to do the work anymore because it's cost so much now. Product is more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Just be patient. They will come.
Anybody seeing some buyers bug out besides cancellations? So deals falling out of escrow. Yeah, more.
Some of them are like borderline, and they couldn't qualify because the interest rate went up.
Yeah. And then we're also seeing buyers just decide to stay on the studio, just bug out, right? They're just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not gonna be able to buy anything that I want to, so I'm gonna stay on the sidelines and keep renting or whatever, right? Luckily for you, Keller Williams, as you know, we have a book called Shift. It's all about how top agents tackle tough times. Right? I got it right?
Yes.
Top real estate agents tackle tough times. So we're going to talk about that. We've been doing it, this is third week. So anybody remember what the first two, so remember this book has 12 strategies. By the way, my normal glasses are in the shop, so if I keep doing this.
I was going to say, those are cool glasses. I love the side of them with the red, killer wounds.
Unfortunately, I can do this to work with them.
Coldish there.
Anyway, so there's 12 tactics in this book. We've gone over 2 of them already. Anybody remember what those first 2 are? The first one had to do with mindset, right? Don't be afraid of the shift. Lean into it, right? There's opportunity in the shift. We talked about that, right? But this is the time. Wealth is made in the valleys, not on the mountaintops, right? Tactic number 2. Anybody remember what that was all about? We talked about lowering costs, lowering your expenses, right? Now is a great time to both personal and business go through, like figure out what have I spent money on the last 2 months. By the way, so we're talking about this in a minute. I host the KW Wealth Builders on Thursday afternoons. And one of the things we talked about is going through our expenses and cutting out stuff we don't need. You will not believe the silly crap that my family subscribes to on a monthly basis. I was like, we were like, what the hell is this? And I was like, oh, I ordered that. Like, just all these things and just wasting money that I'm not, you don't have to cut your quality of life per se, but just look for wasted expenses, right? But it's time anyway. So that was tactic number 2. And again, going back, 2 was cut expenses. Do that on a personal side, but also go through your business expenses. A lot of us are spending money. By the way, if anybody's spending money on things like Zillow leads or Trulia leads or stuff like that, I would go back. Those things have a tendency of changing their ROI very rapidly when the market shifts. Yeah. And by the way, they were already operating at much thinner margins than they used to be 10 years ago or so. Like the margins nowadays were like, it was kind of like, worth it, but not, it wasn't like the golden days 5 years ago, right? So if you have any of those lead generation things that you pay money to, take a look at it. Look at the ROI there. Is it worth the money? Gary's thing was cut back as much as you need to ensure you're profitable. You can always go back and add some back later if you need it, right? There's no harm in overcutting and yes.
What about the companies that you get phone numbers and emails from?
So like call information system, something like that. So it just depends on, figure out, is this a key part of your business and is it worth it?
But that's how you can reach, your database, your farm area to call people and.
Or you can save money at doorknob.
Or.
But they don't always give you their information. Yeah.
But it's a great point, but just, we could go into a lot of details like this for a long time, but as a quick answer, what I always did with call information systems, which is, by the way, the best out there for getting numbers, well, one of the best, arguably the best. What I did is I split it with like 4 or 5 people in my office. I was like, hey, rather than me spending $1,000, why don't we each spend $150 and we'll get all the phone numbers we want for the 5 closest zip codes or something like that. That's one easy way to go about it. Joe, you got a question?
Yeah, I was just going to say that if you hold them accountable on the ROI, a lot of times you'll get a discount.
Yeah.
You call them and say, hey, you promised me 20 leads, I got 6, and all of a sudden they're giving you a credit. So
there you go. Great point. That's right. Now is a great time. By the way, now's a good time to negotiate with anybody. Like, if you're going to cut it anyways, like give them a call. I remember, well, I'm going to go into all this detail, but I just have, what's it called for your car? The satellite. Sirius. Make a call there. You just keep telling me you want to quit and they just keep going lower. And I feel like at some point they're going to start paying me money because I just keep telling them I quit, right? But seriously.
If I can add to that too, yes, I have AOL. Yes, I've had it for 20+ years.
You're so dial-up.
You're the one.
And it says, you got mail. Yes, it goes through all that. But it's been good for me. I haven't had any issues with it. And I still pay for it. Even though it's free. Well, there's enhancements to that. But just like Ed, just like Joe, you know, if you call and say, I want to cancel, but you've been a loyal customer for the last 25 years, we'll honor and give you 90 days. So that's 90 days that I don't pay, and I get to do it twice a year. So it's like almost paying me back, you know?
All right, so let's move on. We're going to work our way through this book. Today we're talking about tactic number 3. By the way, July 23rd, I think it is?
Yeah.
July 23rd, one of the big, what's his name, who does the pivot shift, James Shaw, is going to be here at the LAX Marriott. It's not free, it's $90, I think $89. Best $89 we'll spend. You talk about this book for a whole day. Like this is not going to, we're going to be in this, statistically, we're going to be in this for 18 to 24 months, 36 months, somewhere in there. Like that's usually what most recessions tend to be like, right? Okay, but today we're talking about tactic number 3. Anyone want to take a guess what number 3 is?
There it is, Wednesday, July 27th,
hey.
9 to 3 p.m. at the LA Marriott. So if you want to scan this, it's $89. It's a great investment. And if you were part of COVID in 2020, he was actually online teaching the shift. So he's going to be here live and in person.
Okay, so today we're talking about tactic number 3, which is do more with less leverage. Here, let me read something, and then we'll talk about what leverage is. I like this quote. Cutting expenses and finding your margin, right, your profit margin, doesn't necessarily mean slashing quality or delivering less. It does, however, demand getting the job done with less money available to do it, and this will create a dynamic tension inside your business. Change and the speed of change always put pressure on you to do things better and yet more cost effectively. It's in that moment, but even worse, a shift can unexpectedly find you doing less and doing it less efficiently. It's in that moment you suddenly grasp the true challenge of a shift to do more with less. When the market shifts, your organization must shift too, right? We're all business owners. That's the organization we're talking about. A market shift can be an opportunity to evaluate, upgrade, and top grade your business, an unsolicited gift of the shift. So what do we mean about leverage? This goes back to MREA. This is in Ignite. This is in the DNA of Keller Williams. What's leverage?
Well, I use leverage as in hiring an assistant to make calls or those ISAs. I don't do it, but typically that's what that would be.
So that's an example of leverage, but let's define it first. So what do we mean when we do leverage?
We're making more money for ourselves to do business and doing the busy work with somebody else.
Right. So when we in our business, we work as hard as we can until we're working as much as we can or want to. And if we want to do more than that, then you got to leverage. It means there's methods of doing more with less, getting more done in the same amount of times. Let's see who remembers their MREA. There's 3 major categories of leverage. This is on the quiz a couple weeks ago. I'll see who remembers. There's 3 major categories of leverage. Lauren's example was what kind? ISA, but that's an example of
human resources.
Yes, people leverage.
People,
yeah. Close enough, got it. People leverage. But there's 2 others. It's not all about just hiring people. What are systems? And there's one, that's right, systems, and there's one more. I love that you know that. That's cool. Anybody else? Starts with a T? No? No, although technology is included in it. Tools. We can, so if we want to get more done with less, we can either improve our systems, improve our tools, or use other people, leverage other people. And by the way, leveraging other people, we'll talk about this in a minute. Let me be a little systematic about this here. All right. Okay, so he says you want to start by asking yourself 4 straightforward questions. What are my business priorities? When do they need to get done? Who is the best person to do them? And finally, how should they be done? So there's 6 core competencies of a business. You want to go through this? You want to quiz what the 6 core competencies of a business are? Or am I just telling you what they are? All right. It's lead generating capture, right? Converting to appointments. Number 2, present to buyers and sellers and get agreement. So your buyer consultations, your listing presentations. Show buyers and market sellers, working with your client, showing them property or showing the listing. Writing and negotiating contracts. coordinating the sale to closing, managing the money. That's it. Those are the 6 core competencies. If it's not on that list, somebody else could be doing it. In fact, if it's on that list, somebody else could be doing it. But if it's not on that list, definitely look at somebody else doing it, right? Whatever it is, right? So the biggest thing is people, we're not going to go into this too much because I know a lot of people here aren't at that point yet in your business where you start getting ready to hire people on. If you do the budget model, by the way, and you follow that every year and check it out every 6 months, right about now at the end of June, you should be doing your biannual check on how your budget's doing. And it will tell you, are you ready to hire somebody or not? The budget model will tell you. It'll have exactly, this is how much you have that should be going towards hiring somebody. It'll tell you that. And that's taken by best practices from hundreds of agents, the top agents around the country. I digress. If you're not ready to hire on a full-time assistant, which by the way, should be your first hire, not a buyer's agent, follow the model. The first hire should be an administrative assistant. If you're not at that point yet, there's other forms of people leverage. What might that look like? Some of them we all use all the time. Wait, who said it? Wait, I heard it.
Yeah.
Not virtual assistant too. Yes, that's a way to kind of get to that point without going all in and hiring someone full time, which is a big commitment. A VA, you can pick up somebody from, man, you can. It's crazy how cheap you can get somebody. They can't do everything, but they can take care of a lot of tasks for you for pennies on the dollar of what hiring someone full time would be, right? But somebody else, I heard it back here somewhere.
A transaction coordinator, TC.
Yes, we have Chris Snow. She's a rock star, man. You're crazy to not use her. $400 a transaction. You mean hours of? Oh my God.
She saved me so much time, and she knows what needs to be ordered. If it's a city report, it's all that stuff.
That is time that you could be spent finding your next deal, right? So there's a lot of other things in here, but that's so those are some ideas, right? So look at it. He's big on saying like, hey, as we cut expenses and all that, don't necessarily be looking to cut your staff. Like that's the last thing you want. Like, you know, talent is so hard to find and so hard to bring on and train. It's such a committed cost. Like, don't be looking at just cutting people. Like, you know, cut everything else first. Like, most people can get through a shift by doing some other tactics first. Like, but yeah, so those are some ideas of getting some people leverage in your business without necessarily hiring a full-time assistant. There is if you do have people on staff, there's some great information here, page 42, about how to do that. But it also talks about systems and tools, right? What's the difference between systems and tools? Tools is like, I'm buying something because I know it's going to help me be more efficient, right? For example, a lot of you guys might be spending money on something like Chime or Real Geeks or something like that, like a CRM system. I will remind you that Command is free and it's included. And if you haven't checked it out lately, they've improved it quite a bit. It's pretty awesome these days. We'll probably have someone come talk about it, Command here soon. So that's something like, that's a way you can save money right there. Finding a tool that will make you more efficient, right? There's tools out there that will get the job done for you or be more efficient at it. Systems is more like, what's something like that's repetitive that we do? Like say your part of your deal is you do open houses, right? By the way, there's probably gonna be a lot more opportunities for open houses coming up because there's probably gonna be more inventory and it's gonna sit around longer. So there's gonna be, you know, more open houses to go around, I would think. So if you're gonna do that, like make yourself a checklist, right? Like this is how I run my open house. I do this. This is what I put in my car. This is what I pack. This is all the things I do. Having checklists like that for everything, for when I list a property, for when you open up escrow, makes you more efficient so that every time you're not having to like reinvent the wheel. So that's an example of a system to make you more efficient, right? Anyways, these are some ideas for you. I hope it's giving you some ideas on ways you can leverage your business. That's one of the keys for surviving a ship. Any questions?
Maureen.
Hey, Maureen, what you got?
Hi, everybody. I miss you all. But I wanted to make a comment about shift. Let's go back 2009, 2010. This was a time where, you know, we haven't seen these times in a long, long time, right? Struggle listings, you know, buyers, you know, falling away and sellers not having realistic expectations because they want the price they could get 6 months ago. All of these things, our local associates, our friends in the business, a lot of people are going to be stressing out, and they're going to be looking to their brokers and their brokerages to help them through this time. And I have to tell you, back when Gary Keller actually came to, I think it was the LA Airport Marriott, and he spoke on shift, and then we did a follow-up in our actual office. And I invited a lot of my friends in the business, and a lot of these brokerages were not helping their agents. And so here's an opportunity to grow your growth and downline, or just being a great friend and, you know, relationship builder, as, you know, Derek said, with your agents in the community. Trust me, people are going to be needing help through these times. And it's a great opportunity to invite people not only to the event, but also to, hopefully our office will have that follow-up class that kind of dissects each chapter. And it's a way to really help your, you know, business in a different way.
Thank you so much, Maureen. That's such a great point. Well, first of all, thanks for sharing your experience. I love that. And yeah, thank you for saying that. As a reminder, that James Shaw event, part of why we're doing it at the LAX Marriott is so that people feel comfortable coming from different brokerages and stuff. So if you know people who would like to attend, you know, invite them along. Even if they have no interest in ever changing brokerage, if it's good information for them.
We want our agents throughout the South Bay to be top agents. I don't like that we're next to used car salesmen and the shysters that are.
Yeah, it's a great point.
We want them to do well.
Yeah. Yeah,
and one other comment I had, yeah. I don't recall exactly because it was a while ago. I either paid for these, you know, some of these people that came, and sometimes the brokerage will also offer to pay for, you know, that person to come if it's an affordability issue. So just if you can't afford to, like, say you have five people that want to come to this event, talk to Simon and see what, you know, KW can do to get those folks there, because I know there's probably a fee. So
very cool, Maureen. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so yeah, if you guys know someone, please, you know, invite them along. You know, if they want to learn more about KW, great. Of course, we want to recruit people, especially agents who you guys like, because we want to fill the office with people that you guys like, because we want to keep our community cool, right? But even if they have no intention of coming over doing anything, if you have someone who could benefit, like, bring them along, you know, whatever. Maybe they'll learn something. You know,
they may not come now, but they may come later.
Spoken from someone who took us a long time.
Takes that moment.
But by the way, a big shout out to Lauren, because I've been talking to somebody from another brokerage for a while now. And Lauren's been sharing a lot of her experience, which has been very cool. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you. That's it. Any other questions or comments about Shift? Otherwise, we'll move on. All right. I will turn. Oh, actually, I think the next slide is also something I was going to mention.
All right, Nat. Next slide, please. Yep.
This I'll make it very, very brief. On Thursdays at 3, I hold I wouldn't call it a class. I would call it a investor group, whatever. We talk about how to increase your net worth. Any topic that's about money that builds wealth is on the table. So we talk about a lot of things. If you want to attend, talk to me and I'll tell you like what it requires and needs. But yeah, we're always looking for more people. So cool, that's all. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Lots of information, he's like an encyclopedia. That's why I smart one here.
It's the glasses. It's the glasses.
Well, I could say the same thing, but the glasses don't do justice for me.
Well, as soon as you put them on, see, look, you're smarter right there.
I'm smarter right there. Awesome. Thanks again, Ed. Cool. This Friday, guys, June 24th, I have Katrina Matthews as one of my guest speakers for the Producer's Mindset at 8 o'clock. She's a no-nonsense, phenomenal agent. But she knows she's been in the industry for quite some time, and she's very diligent, understands the dynamics, putting deals together, does a lot of business. So she is going to be my guest speaker this Friday. It is on Zoom, so please, if you don't know how to navigate that, go to our KW South Bay Hub, go to the calendar, Well, on Friday, June 24th, you'll see it at 8 o'clock. Simon's guest speaker, Katrina Matthews, jump on it at 8 o'clock. I'll be there early, just because seats fill out. That was that joke. Okay. I had you guys all laughing. So that's all. I can get away with it, right? It is my birthday, so I would take it. But yeah, I'd love to see you to support Katrina's, because we get a lot of people from other offices, you know, Calabasas, West Side, Palm Beach, and LA Harbor. And then we also get people from other brokerages jumping on these calls as well. So it'd be great to support Katrina, and she is definitely going to be bringing a lot of value to the conversation. 30-minute session. So please commit to jump on that Zoom call this Friday, June 24th, 8 o'clock. Any questions? All right, let's continue. Next slide.
I think is this what you're going for behind you?
Yeah. Okay, so this Friday. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lag.
Yeah.
What's drinking up there?
Who's that guy? That guy has black hair. What happened? That's an old picture, by the way. Probably, I don't know, about 5 years. No, that was last year, by the way. Agents. The white hair going. I know I'm going to be saying bad jokes. Come on, just give me a break. So make business decisions based on solid foundations. Just going back to the real estate millionaire, that's where I get up and dissect a lot of the fundamentals. Is, you know, building that structure, having a disciplined plan, taking action. It'll be this Friday, June 24th at 1 o'clock to 2 p.m. It'll be live in person and also via Zoom as well. Love to see you participate as well. Next slide. See, this is lagging. Who wants to go bowling?
I do.
All right. It should all
No, they're
be on.
tearing that down.
So I don't know why I have a lag on mine. There it is.
After we're done, they're going to need to tear it down. I said after we're there next
There
week,
will be.
they're going to need to tear it
It's
down.
It's okay. Yeah, they sold it. They're putting 218 low-income housing.
Where? At the
Because
gable?
because I didn't win. So.
So
All right, team. So Keller Williams is sponsoring. I want to get you out of here on time. You guys all want to go at 1 o'clock, right? Or do you want to stay here till 2? I'll keep you trapped. I'll close those doors and you won't be able to get out. I know, we still got to get the cake. There's plenty of cake. Come on.
the booze.
And the booth, thank you. So bowling night at the Gable House this coming Tuesday, next Tuesday, the 28th from 6 to 8 p.m. The only thing that you do have to provide is your shoe rental. That's $649. And there's a bar, there's food. So bring your money, bring your cash. Please make sure to RSVP with Natalie so we get a head count. Right now, I believe, and Natalie, correct me if I'm wrong, we have 4 lanes.
And so 4 people per?
No, I think it's, how many people per lane? 8? 4? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out there. So, but we got more than enough. And just come and hang out with us too. So, you know, it's awesome just to see people blooper and throw the ball, hit the ceiling on the side. So let's make it happen. So this Tuesday, the 28th. Any questions regarding the bowling night?
Simon, can you hear me now?
Say again, Nat?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 6 people per lane. I've got 4 lanes. I've got 2 seats open or 2 spots left. So we might have to get a 5th lane.
Gotcha. And I might be able to get Keller Williams to sponsor some food too. So yeah, please come on down next Tuesday. Who's in again? Come on, let's get those hands up. Yes. Jason, yeah. All right, let's continue. Next slide. I'm just going to go with this because mine is lagging. All right, what do we got here? The 4 pillars to profit. Early special, $49. 1-day Zoom webinar, June 30th from 2 to 5. looking to jumpstart your real estate business and rejuvenate your existing one, learn how to create a business by maximizing your database, building the perfect pipeline, achieving your goals. So if you'd like to register, just scan that or ask Natalie and we will get you going with this. So it was, they're also taking advantage of the shift. You know, they started at $99 and now $49. Come on! Any questions regarding the?
Yours is full of it today.
It is. Maybe it was the balloons this morning. I don't know. So.
Oh, no wonder there was any helium when I went to buy some.
Good thing I'm not talking funny, right? So that's okay. Thank you for participating in my sense of humor today. Sorry. Usually real serious too.
It's all good.
You don't have to tell us.
All right, next slide, guys. We're almost to the finish line. All right, so this is really cool, and I have a passion for it because Father's Day, I ended up going to the shooting range and shooting some cool weapons. So it's awesome. So we have July 25th at 3 p.m. here at the office, active shooter training.
It's important.
So what is an active shooter? Situational awareness, the mindset, and self-defense options. And he's also going to illustrate, you know, how many people know how many exits we have here, right? Remember, I'm not here to put fear, but we do have a bank next to us, you know, and the importance to be proactive if there is ever a scenario that happens, right? So it is going to be taught by Vince, and it's your last name too, believe it or not. You know, Vince is a captain with the Gardena Police Department, and he's a sworn police officer coming in here teaching us the course. So the good thing is no cost, okay? So, but it was a cost to the company, and it was a substantial cost to the company. That's taken care of by the company. So love to see you. Please make sure to register because I'm anticipating a huge agents joining this class. Okay. Any questions regarding active shooter? Okay, let's continue. Next slide. All right, we talked about the shift already. Any questions? Next slide. All right, broker updates. So, how many know that I'm also the broker of the office? Okay. Just want to make sure. Yeah, thank you. I need it. You know, there's times that I just like, and it's not really our agents, you know, it's more outside agents. And I just wonder, how the heck did they get a real estate license? You know, it just baffles me how, you know, how they practice their real estate business, you know, and the importance. And, you know, give yourselves a high five because, you know, we have such an awesome, very, very cool environment, but more so is you tend not to get yourself in trouble. Now, I can't help the people outside, but I can definitely help the agents here. You know, I have your back, I have your interest, and my number one goal is to diffuse, de-escalate, and ultimately get the problem solved. I'm a very proactive agent. So what I really wanted to talk to you today is not really contracts, but more so being active in your position. Here's where I see a lot of issues with real estate agents: lack of communications, lack of communications. And this is why buyers and sellers tend to get frustrated with agents because you don't communicate, not you in general, just agents in itself. Either they're here, they don't have the skill set, they don't understand the process. That's going to ultimately escalate to a potential liability, and then that escalates to a complaint, and that can go in many directions, Department of Real Estate or even the board. Okay, so I want to caution you that be diligent, be engaged, give the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I know we love to give good advice and getting the listing or closing the deal. Then when there's a bad situation, when a deal is not going the direction, but you've got to intervene and just engage to ultimately solve the problem. And then there's the ugly, right? The ugly where the deal falls apart, or they're threatened to, escalate it to a potential complaint, or even go as far as the Department of Real Estate. Remember, and I know that this is being recorded, the Department of Real Estate is not our friends. No. Yes, they issue you a real estate license, but as fast as they give you a license, is as fast as they can take, restrict, or revoke your license. You work darn hard for your real estate license, so I want you to be sure that you're professional throughout. And I know there's going to be some nasty agents out there that do not align the way we do. Hold your composure, be professional, bite your tongue.
She's fine.
And then bring your broker involved too as well, because I can use a lot of situations. I have a common way of having it. There's times that I'm just like, yeah. And I Natalie can testify to this. There's times that I'm like raising my voice, and it's very rare. But it's like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you really serious about what you're telling me? Not you again, other agents. Okay. So again, today's advice, just be engaged, communication, and if there's something that is not going the way it should be, bring me to the table. Okay. It's best to have, just like Ed said, delegate, leverage yourself. Don't think that you're doing this by yourself. We're here to support you. Make sense? Yes. Any questions? You all with me?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
All right, next slide. All right. Any
What, you want me to tell them?
needs and wants? Wants and needs.
It's not wants and needs, it's haves and needs.
Talk to Natalie, please. Don't blame me.
Needs and wants are the same thing, basically.
Hey, I've already changed it once for you, Lauren.
She already changed it.
No, you added it. It wasn't here before. Actually, yeah, we have, there's no haves on there. 2 listings and one that's still not, 3 actually. One is in PD and it's signs now, that one I was talking about. It's a fixer, probate, court confirmation, just over a half an acre horse property up in, what's that called? Westfield. 1.8. Yeah, 1.850. And it's, we can't show it yet because it's probate and there's, people living in there and everything. But,
what?
Anyway, it's a great house. Trees, all that stuff. Yeah. I just can't show it yet, but it's 27691 East Vale. Drive by, don't stop, because they live alone and they're freaking out because the agents were showing up. Oh, somebody died to your home. It was brutal. It was, agents. Some of them are not very good.
How did you get that listing?
Probate from my attorney. I tell you guys, it's business to business all the time. It's really
very important,
especially in a market like this.
Yep.
My appraiser once gave me 5 listings. So I go to my appraiser when I need date of death, appraisers for clients, like somebody passed away. So that, and I don't know if you guys know this, but really quick, if somebody bought a house in the 70s and they bought it for $30,000 and now they pass away, you get a date of death, let's say it's $1.3 million, and then in 5 years they're going to sell it. The capital gains is from the $1.3 million, not the $30,000. So you always want your client to get it. They don't have to record it. It goes in their safe. They have it for their accountant. Our CMAs are not enough. People think it is, but accountants won't take them. So it's a really valuable tool. And that's how I'm getting all my attorneys, is because, and my appraiser gave me 5 listings from it. So you need to start finding somebody that can do that for you. And then ask for reciprocation. Absolutely. The other one I have is on 236th Street, 2354. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. TLC a little bit, needs some paint. Great yard, great neighborhood. just like 3 houses from Pennsylvania. And then
How much is that?
that's 98888. And I got a call today that we may have an offer, but I don't know if it's an asking. And then the third one is up in Bluff in the Riviera, 4010, 1844 square feet. So the square footage, per square footage price is the best in the Riviera. It's just getting people in there to see it. It's a little funky office that's not closed. And other than that, it's a great property. All turnkey on that one.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lauren.
And
Anyone
I know
else?
that it's a repeat client.
Thank you. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. All right, that concludes our sales meeting. Thank you very much.